Narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, is a disorder. It is not something that the person is choosing. And studies actually show evidence of abnormalities in areas of the brain responsible for empathy, emotional regulation, impulse control, and higher executive functions like planning and judgment. Now, that said, a relationship with a narcissist can and probably will be extremely damaging. It's not something you need to subject yourself to. And sometimes you just need to save yourself. But if for some reason you do feel the need to maintain this relationship, I'm not in your shoes, I can't judge, but you will have to adjust your expectations. So if you have a pathological narcissist in your life, as opposed to, someone who has narcissistic tendencies or displays narcissistic behavior on occasion, then listen carefully to this video because I want you to know how to protect yourself. First things first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please hit that like button if you like the video, subscribe, make a comment. This lets YouTube know that it is valuable and that they should recommend it to others. And also hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Also, this content is for educational purposes only. Although I am a psychotherapist and life coach, I have no idea what your specific situation is. So if you're in crisis or in need of support, please seek help. Okay, so I'm not exactly saying don't bother setting and maintaining boundaries with a narcissist. You can go ahead and do that. You can set boundaries because that can help you feel like you have some measure of control. But just know that you'll need to be super consistent and put lots and lots of energy into it. And you might succeed in maintaining your boundaries to a certain degree. But again, make sure that you adjust those expectations because I can guarantee the narcissist will test your boundary. They may even see it as a challenge. Or maybe they won't even care about trying to respect your boundary because, again, for the narcissist, it isn't about what you want and need. It's about what they want and need. Expect them to be who they are, not who you think and hope they can become. In my opinion, your best bet with a narcissist is not to set boundaries with them, but to set boundaries with yourself on what you will tolerate and on how you will respond to protect yourself mentally, emotionally, and energetically from the narcissist's dysfunctional behavior that they can't control. And this is a really important thing to remember. Otherwise, you'll take things personally. You'll maybe blame yourself. You'll continue to bang your head against that brick wall, and you will slowly be driven to insanity. So, first thing to do to protect yourself from a narcissist is set those realistic expectations. Now, if you have a narcissist in your life, I'm sure you have enough history with them by now to accurately predict how they will behave in the future. Second thing, set boundaries within yourself. Again, what are you going to tolerate? How are you going to respond to protect yourself in those situations that are going to happen? Number 3, I want you to realize you're not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. You did not get trapped by a narcissist because you're not intelligent or because you're not a good person. The narcissist tries this on everyone. And so the question to ask is not why me, but rather, why am I still here? And again, I'm not here to judge. I don't know your situation. You may have a valid reason. And if so, what you need to do next is weigh your options on how you'll respond to best protect yourself. And this basically boils down to the fight, flight, or freeze response. If you've tried to fight with a narcissist, you already know it's futile. It's kind of like meeting a grizzly bear in the forest. There is nothing you can say or do to fight off the attack. So save your words. There is no rationalizing. You're not even speaking the same language. Let me say this again. They can't hear you. They can't rationalize. They can't empathize. Save your breath. Save your energy. You will need it. Second thing, if you can get out, get out. If you can somehow outrun this hungry grizzly, that's what you need to do. Don't wait. Just get in the car and drive. And if you do manage to get away, go and talk to someone who can remind you that their behavior is not personal. Hungry grizzly bears who meet people in the woods attack and eat them. That's it. You didn't do anything wrong. You're just meat, and they need food. And if you do manage to get out of a relationship with a narcissist, don't go back. Don't buy into the second chance BS, because they will do anything to get your attention back, including putting on a really good show to convince you that giving them a second chance is worth the risk. But it won't take long before those old habits and patterns show up again. Third, when you can't fight and you can't run, there's only one option left in the fight, flight, freeze response. And that is, of course, to freeze. The freeze response gets its name because when you go into freeze mode, that's literally what happens. You freeze in motion and your brain produces endorphins that act like an analgesic to freeze you from the pain. Your brain chemistry freezes you, numbs you, and disconnects you from the pain that you can't avoid. Okay, those are your three options. So now I want to go back to boundaries for a minute. If you know that the hungry grizzly lives in the same forest as you, it probably would be wise to build a giant cement wall between the two of you. But just know that if it's hungry, it will always intrinsically be motivated to get through that wall. Don't expect it to ever give up. It's going to take a lot of energy to keep that bear out. And again, this begs the question of whether there's any benefit to you in staying in this relationship when you constantly need to be reinforcing the wall you built. Maybe there is. But relating to someone through a tall, thick wall is certainly not my idea of a fulfilling relationship. And I'm sure it's not yours. And if there's valid reasons for remaining in this unfulfilling relationship, if that's your situation, then this fourth thing to protect yourself is really, really important. And that is to get support. I highly recommend you reach out to someone who can help you cope with the ongoing challenges of having to put up with this behavior. Otherwise, your sense of self will be shattered in the process. You will likely blame yourself. But the faster you understand that you can't save a narcissist, the faster you can take action to save yourself. And if you want to learn more about narcissistic personality disorder, check out my playlist on NPD, or just click on the link on top of this video and watch the next one.